All right, we're live. Live from my mother's basement. Welcome to my indoor gardening segment of the Petey. I'm Petey. This is these are my tomatoes. These are my plants. So we're doing this every Wednesday. If you guys are new to the whole thing, and we see some, if you guys are regulars, that have seen my stuff, you've seen some growth. It's kind of stringy. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Um, but before I get into too much details about stuff, I actually have, in order to get all of the good water, the nutrient rich water down here, I had to put them all into buckets and then basically dump them into the reservoir area. This is the grow bed. The reservoir is actually another tote or plastic container like this, except just filled with water, nutrient-rich water that I've made specifically myself. Here, let me turn this a little bit closer. I don't want to move that. um, but so I thought that, like all the buckets that I filled up, it would have been perfect, it, here, let me gather my thoughts here because I'm like super excited. It's like, uh, um, but all the buckets that I filled up, I thought that it would fill it perfectly, but actually it overflowed a little bit because there was a lot of rain coming in from my house. So the water logging thing happened, and that's something that has been said to happen, especially if you live in an area that's full of tons of rain and all that good stuff. So what I got is from a month of doing all this cycling and doing all this growing stuff. I have the last bucket, the last bucket of water of of goodness, nutrient goodness. Hopefully, it's not too stagnant and some gross algae. I don't know. Gross algae things have sea monkeys, have grown from all the stagnant water. But hopefully, it's aerated enough so that it'll be healthy for the tomatoes. But yes, without further ado, I got this high-powered pump, and I'll be pumping this into there. You know, I can't demonstrate really. I don't have a switcher or a multi-camera setup because this is kind of just figuring everything out as I go along. I got a long tube, that's for sure. But yeah, it's Wednesday night, everybody. Wednesday night is gardening night, man. My live stream garden fiasco goodness, the update of the tomato plant. Okay, let's see. Gotta untangle this thing, this monstrosity. Okay, so how am I gonna do this? I think I'm gonna put in the hose first. And then we're just gonna, also it'll go in aerated, which is really good for the microbes, the aerobic microbes. I mean, when you're dealing with fungus, some of them are aerobic and anaerobic at the same time. Like I know kombucha. If anybody grows kombucha, I was thinking of getting something like this on like maybe brewing the kombucha down here and then just putting in a bubbler with like an air stone or something like that and just bubble like, all day, every day, just 15 minutes on, 45 minutes off. Because I have all this stuff set to a timer. So I'm going to submerge the pump. Holy crap. Oh, the pump's already working. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it operating too. But hopefully, hope so. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. So the water, I don't know, let me see if I can so can you see that? Oh geez, I don't want to saturate the soil. But as you can see, it's kind of clearish, but kind of murky a little bit, kind of yellowy. It's gross. Oh, we got one visitor. How you doing? How you doing, stranger? Welcome to my garden of wonder. What should we name? Oh god, I'm getting water everywhere. Oh god damn it. Oh god, this is a train wreck. All right, it's getting out of control. My shoe is wet now. Okay, we're figuring it out. Wow, this pump is high powered. It's like halfway through this 5-gallon bucket. Here, I don't know if I have another. Yeah, I have another bucket. It's like a bucket this big, halfway through in like 2 minutes flat. I actually used this bucket for this grow thing, and I instantly got waterlogged, and all the plants got saturated. It was off to a shaky start when I did my first version of it, but you know, I didn't give up. I didn't give up, people. We're still here. We're still growing things, you know. But I will say it. Wow, I don't know where all the water's going. It's probably going into this top grow bed, and just things are noodling around, wiggling around. And I did hear when I was attempting the live stream last week, and I was also doing update live streams uh, um, last week on Thursday. You know, I want to do this usually on Wednesdays because it's just a better time for me. I well, I lost my train of thought. I heard the worm like wiggling around in the hydrant. It's so cool to just hear all of that organic activity. Oh, jeez. We're almost out. Okay, I think that's it. That's the most the pump will be able to get out of there. But holy crap, that did not fill it that much. That's all good though. You know, inevitably I'll probably bring another just fresh bucket of whatever water, and we'll do it that way. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. But that's a big heavy-duty pump that I bought at my local hydroponic shop, basically. And yeah. Let's check out the tomatoes. So what I'm gonna do, so I did try transplanting, and I like my last prediction last week that I was trying to iterate. You know, some of these like are kind of dead, so this will be worm food. Not a big deal. It's just thinning. You know, it's good to not have overcrowding because you don't want to choke out. You know, have too much competition. It's kind of like having two McDonald's next to each other. You know, like what are you doing? You know, you're just choking each other out basically. That's kind of what the same principle is for this is you got to plant, transplant, then do whatever you got to do so these guys aren't crossing hairs. Let's see. I'm just gonna wiggle this. Wiggle. See, this looks like it died. I'm gonna try and plant it somewhere. I don't think I got the taproot out of there, but I'll give it a shot somewhere. But you can see where the tomato carcass was planted right over here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, let's get into the good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get real close. All beautiful and whatnot. Alrighty, baby. Just gonna plant this good guy right here. Be gentle. Gotta be gentle, everybody. Gonna try and get these tap roots out. Just wiggle, wiggle. Spiggity spiggle. These guys are they're very stringy in its characteristics. So I'm kind of geez, I think I bent this one. That's okay. This will be worm food. It'll all be worm. We're all worm food at the end of the day when we go to die, and that's morbid as hell. And I guess everybody's asleep right now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna spend this time. Actually, the leaves are kind of yellowish. I got to investigate what that's gonna be. What the reasoning is behind that. Actually, not gonna try to salvage this one. I do want to take. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ooh. What the hell? Oh, shit. Oh, God. Wait. Oh, God. Oh, man, that's nuts. So basically, the water actually came out of the reservoir and into the back into the bucket. That's crazy. There's something about physics I don't know. It's probably had something to do with vacuum pressure that was completely foreign to me, but it's leaked everywhere. Wish I could have captured that on camera, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm putting it back in, and then I think I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna actually take it out of the tube. Oh my God. Negligence, man. Like, why is there running water? Oh well. Oh geez, I'm stepping on the tube. See if there are any broadcast info. I'm just gonna see. I want to see if I could invite some people. Copy to clipboard. Because nobody's showing up. What is it? Did I not use the right hashma tags? Hashy taggies? God, that's so cheesy. I sound like an old man. Really, I seriously am. In a past life, I was probably some old curmudgeon kind of dude. Just like, back in my day, bear. I do like writing with pen and paper. I'm very old-fashioned. I actually carry a pen with me for safekeeping. Why? Because I'm lame. Or I was just taught that way in elementary school. And there's a sense of nostalgia that is in all of us. A lot of people try playing old video games from the 1990s to 2000s. Me, I just like old-fashioned, low-tech stuff for whatever reason. Maybe we're just gravitated towards it because it's a testament of a simpler time. Actually, I took like a piece of a kiwi and I put it in here to see if a wormy would get at it, but I actually found a spider. Let's see. I might need more light. But I don't know if that'll be more. Would that reduce the cost effectiveness of everything? I don't know, folks. That's something to find out. It's like I don't want this to get too stringy. Because I did try to grow lettuce once, and it was very like this in the beginning, very long and stringy and thin. I need thick stuff, you know. Actually, the tiny green monsters growing. It would be interesting if it is. Tiny Green Monsters is the cornerstone of the James Fry Revolution Garden program, and it's there we go. Okay, gonna pull that out. This time I'm just gonna take. Okay. Yeah. It was acting like a reverse vacuum for whatever reason, and I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. Okay. Let's transplant this boy. I think I'm gonna put him right here. Or her. Okay, come on. Gotta be nice to it. Gotta be gentle. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't keel over with that. There we go. Give it some chances to grow. Okay, don't want to bend these too much. Get this smaller one. Oh, that one's dead. Just gonna put all the dead ones aside, I think. Because you don't see a taproot coming up, you know? Hey, you want some? Salud. Tink. Oh yeah, you guys. Oh, I realize why it's like it's a low viewership count. It's because everybody's probably with their families. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I decided to do this because I'm weird. Well, it's one of those social distancing kind of Thanksgivings. So I don't know if you guys are rebels like me, but I'm gonna. Well, I mean, I'm from my mom's basement. So you guys, what's your excuse to visit your families? If everybody like rebels collectively, nobody's gonna like enforce that like to that extreme. Like we all see our distant relatives and stuff. Is it? I don't know. Is it really a bad thing? Like, I don't think we would really spread the disease that much more. I don't know. It's tempting, but I don't think. I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe some people just need a break from seeing their family every year at Thanksgiving. Break from the obligation to be at Thanksgiving. I mean, that's reason enough for social distancing, if you ask me. I've been doing that since like maybe 2016 and beyond. You know, I've been social distancing for years. You guys are chumps, amateurs, you peons, you silly lily livered honkies. No, that. Don't use that word. That's a normal word, especially on YouTube. Maybe it's because it's not showing up for you guys because I said something about Dungeons and Dragons. It could be something along that nature because I got a little carried away with my leanings. You gotta talk in tongues. I saw this one guy that I follow use pig Latin in order to talk about you know things that have been happening that are not in our best interests or in the best interests of humanity. I don't know. I'm just uh I'm just thinking to myself, or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. This is just peaceful though. It'd be nice to have people to talk to on here. I love having a good conversation. But I really did this just for me and my therapy, and to make something, nurture life, help grow a life, because I certainly don't have one. All right, stick it in the hole. All right, that's gonna get me banned on YouTube for saying that. Okay, maybe I should do this on Twitch so I could get away with swearing and saying no words and phrases that doesn't get me the paycheck. I can't believe so many people are afraid of that now. Well, I mean, I can believe it. I would be if it's my livelihood. But geez, man, there's it's not free anymore. I wish it was. I'd like to bring that back. Grassroots, literal grassroots movement. Yeesh, these guys are just leaves. Okay, let's see. Poke the hole and then stick it in the hole. Hopefully, I don't poke into some wormy wiggling around and doing his thing. Because the acids that naturally emit from your hands are not wormy friendly. So you gotta be nice to your local worms. Gotta be nice to them, folks. Gotta be nice, kids. I think I'm actually gonna put. I think I'm gonna focus more on this because these guys are well off. This one doesn't have a good tap root. I'm just gonna be gentle. Ah, I just broke it off. Okay, not gentle enough, I guess. But we're just we're just gonna keep going and going. And yeah. Oh god. Jeez, I keep breaking these off. They're very flimsy. I wonder if it's because they're lacking light or lacking nutrients. Knowing tomatoes, they probably need a lot more light. Uh, but that's just my assumption on the matter. I'm gonna put him or her. I don't want to assume. I'm gonna put this tomato plant right here. I will fill it up. Okay. La la la. Okay, and then we got somebody here. Hopefully they could stay on. Maybe their Wi-Fi is not doing well. But if you guys are busy, that's understandable. I started a little bit early. I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to scheduling. So, I'm not perfect. I kind of like jumping into things. I don't really like having a set schedule. I like keeping people guessing. But maybe if I was more meticulous and scheduled and on top of things, maybe uh, you know, I would have 1 million followers by now. I gotta be more disciplined. Hey, Alex. Good to see you. Awesome. I was getting worried for a minute. I had zero viewers on here, and I'm like, oh, geez, I got to talk to myself for this whole time. What is it? 20 minutes in we are. Maybe I'll remember to do 9 o'clock EST or 9 p.m. Actually, no, I did start around 9. Maybe 9:30, 10. I'm just food for thought, for the future. I wanted to do a little bit earlier, but like I last time I did, well, week one I did very late. Week two I did, I think maybe the time that everybody was on, and what was I gonna say? The week that I was on, I lost my train of thought. Hey, it's my mom. Hey, what's up, Mama? How you doing? You doing all right? What's my Discord? I have to I have to pull that up. I don't. I think it's like PD the chosen one with the number one, and then the hashtag is hashtag 6601, or it's a combination of those four numbers. So good luck trying to find whatever that number is. It's I think it's 6610 or something like that. I don't know. Did you enjoy the Elks Club? Did you have a good? I've been good, Alex. But yeah, um, maybe comment on one of my videos, just or any random video, and then um, just ask me again, and I'll just give it to you. I'll give you the Discord. Then I'll just delete my comment because I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe I should make a server. Would that be a cool thing, like the PD server, and then we talk about miscellaneous stuff. I don't know. I gotta look up how to develop my uh, Discordy goodness. Setting up because I'm actually a part of a Discord server that's really well just well made. Like like they know all the bells and whistles and the botting and stuff, and I like how it's some of them are level based where like you type a certain amount of characters and you have like this leveling thing. And I don't know, I like that kind of instant gratification, and it encourages more involvement in talking and stuff like that. Yeah, it could work. And I could do maybe live stream gaming on Discord if I know how to, if I figure that out. 'Cause I don't know if I want to do Twitch. Maybe it's too public. too much scrutiny. A lot of drama has been happening through Twitch and YouTube and all the major stuff. But well, you could even say the same for Discord too. But um, if you have it be a contained thing, maybe it's beneficial. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try and not spread myself too thin on social media stuff because I just like keeping it all central to one area. It sets me up for weakness though because YouTube is very much taking away a lot of creative freedoms, and what you could say on here is very limited. But that's happening everywhere, so we're in this awkward limbo stage where if you're banned on one station, you at least have the other one, which I'm vulnerable of because I'm mostly on YouTube and not on anything. What should I do, Ma? Oh, just set up. You're referring to setting up the Discord. It comes in a little bit late, just so you know. Like there's like maybe like a 10-second latency. But I will say that the Ethernet cable and the dongle that I have that does Ethernet and power is working really well. I'm almost up to full battery, and I got awesome Wi-Fi and all that stuff. I'm also using the circle light that Julia has, just so you know. Just so you guys know. Yeah, and I got roots going on. But like, back to the task at hand here. Um, we were talking like last week, and or I was trying to explain how like you got clusters here, you got clusters there, but you could kind of see where the tomatoes were planted. Like here's like the tomato full of like seeds and stuff, like right here, as you could see. And and you got one right here. I'm trying to thin that out. That's what this pile is. These are basically failed leaves. These don't have like a taproot. I was actually pointing to the screen earlier, like how this one doesn't have a taproot. So this one might end up dead or weakened or just lifeless, pretty much. Because I have one that epically died, epically failed. Like there's some of them, like this one right here. This one is just keeled over. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't have a zoom option, but uh, zoom as in not the software, but the zoom in option because I'm using a smartphone. And some of these are already choked out right here. So I really have to focus on thinning specifically thinning and transplanting if it has a strong taproot. And the taproot is like a stringier version of the string. And I think I might put this right next to it, right over here. And actually, as I'm digging right here, I feel the root of the I think it might have been the basil that I was growing. So that'll definitely be used as worm food eventually to prevent root rot and all that pH imbalancing nonsense. Because that's what could end up happening. I'll have to ask you on your newest vid. That's good. Oh, Christmas request. Oh, awesome. I mean, the tomatoes are good, as you could see. I'm worried about the stringiness that's been happening here. I don't know if there's a way to combat that. I don't know if it's a nutrient deficiency that I'm thinking of, or if I'm not having enough light coming up from above. I might have another light rig come from this part of the, I don't know, just in other parts of the roof, because it's, as you can see, there's like a curvature that you could see these the plants like curving this way towards the light. It's very smart. Plants are very intelligent, I gotta say. They just know. They just know where the goodness is. But yeah, maybe if I daisy chained another light above here, so you have the light going down to there, or if I do something where I rig up something like a reflective tape or maybe like a bunch of aluminum foil that just I don't know, just makes it more homely, not homely, welcoming, I guess, as far as light, because I want to make sure I have enough light coverage without buying another light rig, if that makes sense. The March of Toys from Babes in Toyland. It could bring in views like on the Snow Miser song. It's a good, yeah. When do you think would be a good time to upload that? Because I don't know if I want to do Christmas Eve or should I do like December 1st, or should December 1st might be cutting it close. Maybe like mid-December might be a good idea, or winter solstice. I don't know, because if I do Christmas Eve, it might be um too close to the wire, and I don't know. I don't know when when I should upload something like that, but I'll look that up. Make sure to comment that and have that request in one of my newer videos, or just any video, whatever you choose. I mean, I'll find it. I'll get the notification and I'll get back to you, man. Because that definitely helps me get a bunch of subscribers and viewers. For sure, man. That you gave good requests, man. Because I didn't know like I mean it's a catchy song, so I don't blame you. See, that one doesn't work. Some of these are coming in weak, and it could be the location, and you see some kind of shadowy stuff going there. You know what it could also be? It could also be there's like a baseboard right up here to make sure the house doesn't fall down. But that could be the thing that is causing like because I'm actually noticing from this perspective there's a shadow from here this way, so it's not as ideal as I'd like. Maybe if I do, I don't know, should I do one vertical? Hmm. Thing is I got the ring light set up there. Let's see. And the shadow coming from over there. I'm like brainstorming by myself. But what do you guys think? What should I do for this kind of rig? How would I reflect the light? Maybe I could do something where I set up a mirror right on. You can't see it, and I don't really want to adjust the camera too much. Oh yeah, the parade. Yeah, mid-December. Okay, I'll prepare that for mid-December. Um, I forgot that that's a thing. Like I always forget about it. I always go out to eat and with my family, like with my cousins, and we usually there's like this 70-year tradition that my family has done where we throw a football around, and my dad and my immediate cousin and like our second cousins just skip the. Actually, one of the distant cousins actually goes to the football game, but like me and my dad and like my first cousin all like just go straight to the breakfast afterwards, and we just do our own thing because we're not really football kind of people. We're not sports people, but no breakfast because of the social distancing and all that stuff. So yeah, long-winded story, but yeah, I'll be watching. I'll be watching the parade. Which float are you looking forward to seeing? I'm curious to know. What's your favorite float? Your favorite floaty? Let's see, should I pull this out? I neglected to do this a long time ago, like to do the thinning, so everything was pretty overgrown. I think I just have to be more gentle because I'm doing like a. Come on. Just really gotta be nice to it. I think I'm just rushing through it. Yeah, it broke off. I'll get better at it, I swear. Sesame Street. Who is that like Elmo that is on the float, or is it like Big Bird that's the main float for Sesame Street? Oh, it's just Sesame Street as oh, it's a float, not like a balloon. Is that what you're saying? I forgot the. Oh, man, it's been such a long time that I've seen the whole thing. My sister usually watches it, and she's just like, I'll take a picture of your favorite part. Which is the Here's a guess for you. Um, what's your What do you think my favorite balloon is in the float or in the parade? It's a good guess, and I think it's pretty obvious if you know me enough. But um, I want to see what you say. These are a bit stringy. Let's see. I'm gonna get this one. I'm just gonna be very gentle. Okay, there's still a taproot. Okay, I'm gonna put that one here. Put that one here. I'm like really. Oof. There we go. So what do you think it is? Huh? What do you think it is? What's my favorite balloon? I don't know if you're Googling it right now, like all the balloons. And I'll give you a hint though. It's been in the parade for more than 20 years. Maybe we're gonna be heading towards 25. What is the float of choice when it comes to my favorite? And it's a long-standing tradition to be included. Give you more context. You have 30 seconds on the clock. I'm kidding. Take your time. Take your time. I'm definitely taking my sweet time with this thing. Holy crap. I guess, like, if I were. See, the thing is, if I wasn't live streaming, I'd probably not do it. Firstly, I wouldn't do it. Secondly, because I like the talking to somebody while I'm working on something, but also, like, if I was alone by myself, nobody to talk to, no phone to distract me, I'd probably just like get this done in like 5 minutes because it's just pluck then plant, pluck and plant. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that one's crap. I think maybe I should just get like some of these are like really dead. Jeez. Oh yeah, that one like was took no time at all. Oh man. I think this is like a part of the worm castings, I think. To help the plants grow. And it's kind of redundant that I have the worm castings, but worm castings make the world go round, I suppose. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm continuing this. Let's see. Do I have? Let me make my dastardly concoction. Let's see, which one should I use? And 5 please. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-ba-ba. Pikachu. It was Pikachu. You win. You win, my friend. You win. You win, sir. Snoopy, not really as much, you know. I mean, I love Charlie Brown. There's a nostalgic memory of a loving family member of mine that loved Charlie Brown and the whole shebang of it. He's no longer with us. And anytime I see Charlie Brown, I always think of that. How he was like such a jolly person, and he always reminded us of Christmas because we always did Christmas together, and we did presents, and we always gave each other gag gifts, and just a very big jolly guy. He looked like Santa Claus too. Pikachu is the best. I don't know if you noticed this. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Life does go on. and I think it's been about 5 years since he's been gone. And that's why Pokemon exists, to be therapy for me and other people. It's definitely helped me get around a lot of dark times, and I think, wow, I actually have a sprout coming from this root. This is amazing. Sorry, I'm spacing out, but yeah, I mean, like when it comes to depressing times, Pokemon does help uh, alleviate the blow. And it was 2015, and I think was I was playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, maybe. I actually played more during the springtime. I was heavily depressed around that time, and then Sun and Moon came out, and it's bright, happy, sunshine, tropical paradise, vitamin D, all that good stuff, and just the music. And if you've ever played the 3DS, you know, Pokemon Sun and Moon, I think it's like the first town you're in. I forget it. It's like the first, like the basically your home. Uh, I think it's Hau'oli City in Mele Mele Island. Music's so happy, wonderful. Some like I don't normally like ukulele because I think it's been overdone at this point. But considering that it's an instrument that came from Hawaii and Pokemon's based off of, like the Alola region is based off of Hawaii, I give it a solid pass, and they do it well. They do it justice. Uh, Crystal and oh, you named Chikorita Basil. You know, Chikorita's leaf does look like a basil leaf when you think about it. And I imagine you could teach aromatherapy to a Chikorita, or like sweet scent or something like that to give it, because I love the smell of basil. Um, Sun and Ultra Moon. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is basically the same thing as Sun and Moon, except with a little bit more. Not really that much. Whereas Crystal kind of had a bit more storyline. You got Yucine. I love that character because that's like the first iteration of like, whoa, there's like a cool, like involved NPC that's in like a deeper storyline and deeper lore. You know, Johto doesn't get as much love because the Pokemon stats are not really that good compared to all of the other generations. And if I mean, of course, you got Typhlosion, which is really good, and Feraligatr, which is really good. Like the starters are really good. Meganium isn't like, and I don't mean to bash Basil at all. Like, I love the design of Chikorita and its usage in it, but like when it comes to like technical stats that have been used, I don't know why they just flubbed the stat count in the grass starter. Like Venusaur is very powerful in first gen. And it was balanced, and it had its actually. There's a way to completely wreck everybody else with Venusaur. Um, I think there was like some kind of, I don't know. I think it had something to do with the special stat. It used to be just attack, defense, special, speed, HP. And now there's special attack and special defense. And I think through exploiting the special stat, there was a way to completely sweep with Venusaur, or not sweep, but like maybe burn out your opponents with Venusaur. So I think maybe they just like said, okay, we can't have the grass starter in the Johto region be quite like Venusaur, so I guess we're gonna nerf it. Is nerfing? See, I don't know. This is how old I am. Is nerfing technically like when you decrease, or like you just water down a character in a specific video game? Oh yeah, Gen 2 was like Gen 1 and Gen 2, those were godless times. I think that's what I like about the older iterations of video games, where they were just godless times where like everything's kind of new, and nothing's really set in stone exactly. And I remember I had like a level 100 Typhlosion when I had my. I still have my crystal version. I gotta dig it up. There's actually a way to port the physical cartridge Pokemon and their data into, like Pokemon Home through Pokemon Bank and then, through the generations. But I remember I had a level 100 Typhlosion, and like at that point when you're at level 100, you just use Ember on everything. Everything dies. It was so broken. Then when I got to the battle tower, I rage quit because it's like, oh god, everybody's level 100 now. I'm no longer invincible. Typhlosion is no longer, you can't have Ember. And me being the sentimental sap that I am, I always wanted to keep Ember because it's like, oh, it was like when he was a little Cyndaquil. Oh, that's cute. He knows the move that he's always had in the beginning. And for some reason, I added that weird tradition of traditionalism that I really didn't need to, because it's like you could easily just put in flamethrower or something like that. Now Typhlosion has Lava Plume when you go into the newer renditions of games, which is really good. Really, is it? Okay, I didn't know. I I haven't taken the time to really like look at all the defense stats, but I'm not sure if it would be better than Chestnut, because its body is made of defense hard shelly stuff, that could, in its Pokédex description, it could block bombs or something like that, or like cannons. It's that tough it could withstand an explosion, which that's ridiculous, by the way, because explosion is like one of the toughest moves in the game. Well, not toughest moves, it's like explosion or like self destruct is just one of those, like, I guess suicide bombing kind of moves. That's just like, it's cool to have like and I remember like in Gen 1 that was the thing that Golem used, not just Electrode but Golem. And I always wondered why Golem would have that capacity to blow up, because it's not a fire type, it's just a rock type. And then later on, it's like you see in like the Gen 3 animes, Pokemon Advanced, you see like a Linu using like Thunderbolt, and I'm like, okay, I guess having your typing doesn't mean anything anymore. And then later on, it's just like, oh, okay, it's stab bonuses, that you're just missing out on. Anybody can, depending on the Pokemon's move pool, but normal types can just use like all elemental moves. It's like, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Okay, the best grass tank, second best. Gotcha. Hey, I mean, I'm not here to debate about who's the best and who's not the best. I gotta look up the stats just to be clear. But I just remember, actually, speaking of Gen 2, I was going on a tangent about Pokemon. Speaking of Gen 2, the top tier, what was I gonna say? Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Just the Johto region in general. Like, you look at Sunflora, worst Pokemon. Like, I don't mean by design. I don't mean by anything else. Just there's no competitive viable option for a Pokemon like Sunkern and Sunflora. So I'm thinking, you know, the next sunny region, it could have been the Alola region. Like, you could have just said, here's Sunflora, here's an evolution on top of your evolution, or here's a mega evolution, or something for Sunflora. Because you don't see competitive Sunflora unless if it's gimmicky. And that's the unfortunate truth. Like, and you don't see that with Pokemon like Seaking or Goldeen, which you see plain as day with the what is it, the Cerulean Gym, the Sisters of Misty in the anime. They're just like, oh yeah, let's go fight, do all that good stuff, and they throw out a Goldeen in it, and it's just flopping around. You even see it in Super Smash Bros. That Goldeen is just that useless flopping Pokemon. Where and it's to the point where I'm just like, why is everybody looking at Magikarp as the useless Pokemon? He knows Z Splash, which gives a triple boost in attack stats, and there's some gimmicky stuff that you could do with that. You could have Swift Swim, which doubles your attack in rain. So if you set up with like a rain dance or something like that, then you just basically just use flail. I think I think you use flail and then you just one shot everybody basically. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not a breeder either. I mean, I'm Team Instinct on Pokemon Go. But other than that, like I've only IV bred Lopunny because I like bunnies. I'm just a bunny. I'm just a fan of bunnies because I got two cuddly wuggly bunnies upstairs, and it's homage to them. Bunnies are my thing. Probably my spirit animal if I were to be really honest with you. You know, Lopunny is a just a good Pokemon. And ever since Lopunny became Mega, it's like, yo, I'm gonna use this. Like I didn't care about Lopunny with Gen 4, because it's like, it's whatever. Yeah, Bunny Girl, I kind of get what they're going for with the motive, but like Mega Lopunny is now like really good, like in battle, and that whole I have a pedigree Velveteen Lop and a Lionhead rabbit. So basically one floppy-eared bunny and one fluffy one. They're very cute. They have their own distinct personalities. Like I like to say, well, actually, a lot of us in this household like to say, you know, the bunny, the lop is acts, or actually the lion head acts like a cat, and it's very reserved and kind of just me, and like the Velveteen Lop is a dog basically. Like she just comes up to you like a dog. It's the funniest thing. It's cute. It's cute. I love I love those things. I love those. They're just lumps of joy. I never thought I would love bunnies until I owned one. Like until my sister brought one home, and it's like, oh, can we have a bunny? And my dad was like, no. So we have a bunny now. And that's just how that conversation usually ends up. Can we have a bunny? No. All right, fine. Jesus, we'll have the bunny. There's actually one growing behind the frost cloth. Oh, I'm glad you have a grass type Pokemon named after. There's got to be a good tomato Pokemon. Taming some bunnies for. Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. Um, which, well, if you, I don't know how Minecraft works. I've never played it, but I will say that if you have specific designs, like if there's a way to design the rabbits to look like the specific breeds, the brown lion head that I have, we call her the queen, but her actual name is Kalulu, but her full name is Queen Kalulu, the Bun of Hope. That's the lion head's name, the brown lion head. And then there's the chunky, big-eared, floppy-eared Velveteen Lop that we call Bambi because the side of her face kind of looks like a deer, but it's also short for Bambina, which means baby in Italian, which is kind of cute. I like that. I like that naming. I think my sister named Bambi. I named Kalulu because it's actually Kalulu is actually from African folklore about a. I think I'm not sure if it's South African, but it's folklore of a trickster rabbit that tricked a lioness into having the rabbit raise her cubs, and basically the lion had raised the cubs to not eat the rabbit. Basically, a way, just a natural rabbit tendency of outsmarting the lioness. Jeez. So I'm like, so I dipped down there for a couple seconds. I think it's K-A-H. K-A-H. Honestly, my spelling was K-A-L-U-L-U. Actually, I have a friend that I'm not sure if it was a bunny or her guinea pig that named her pet Lulu. She calls her Lulu, but it's short for Kalulu. So we had the same idea, I suppose. There's actually something growing from the roots. Also, I apologize for just staring down there for a minute. I noticed a worm just floating there dead, and I don't know what to do. Do I just pick it up? What do I do? It like wiggled over and just lumped over to the reservoir, and it's like a dead floating body. It's completely gone, and I think it's actually decomposing. It's kind of gross. Bambi's easy to spell though. I hope. Try and push this forward a little bit so I get coverage because I don't want algae to form. Algae will form if you don't have this properly covered, the bottom reservoir. Ooh, I should have started on something easier like lettuce maybe. But hey, we had tomato seeds, so I'm experimenting with that. And if these all die, they'll be compost. They'll be worm food. We'll just keep the cycle continuing. Journey continues. Last episode of Pokemon. I gotta ask though, what's your favorite generation of Pokemon? Out of curiosity, humble curiosity. What is the best generation? And that's a tough one for me too. Um, because I'm like in terms of the anime or the video games, or for some people it's a trading card game. I've never gotten into the trading card game personally, but some people are into that, which I'm cool with. Yes, I mean, it could actually affect the pH level. I just don't know how to remove it. Gen 4 and 3. Gen 3 was actually a. I think it's because it like the jump from Gen 2 to 3 was a huge jump for me. It's like whoa, like this is actually really colorful and bright, and the cartridges look really cool. And for me, Gen 4 wasn't as cool, and this might be shallow. It's because the cartridges weren't colored, and I felt like they just dropped the ball a little bit on their presentation, I suppose. But I'm not like, that wasn't the thing that killed it for me. Maybe what killed it for me was maybe Manaphy and the voice actor switch at the end of, excuse me, between Gen 3 and 4. When 4 Kids went under. I talk about this at nauseum all the time to to everybody, but I'll say it here. The voice, that's the only reason to ever miss 4 Kids is if you miss the old cast of the Pokemon anime. That's it. All the localization stuff like the donut things when they're really rice balls was silly. Obviously, and they didn't really do One Piece justice. Like just most of the
most of the anime that they tried localizing to meet an American audience just wasn't really worth it. But I miss Veronica Taylor as Ash Ketchum. I think she did a really good job. And even though I call her this new girl, I forget her name always because it's like she's not the Ash I knew. She's been in it more than what Veronica Taylor has been. Like she's gone over the hump of she's done more of Ash than the original Ash has done, I suppose. So I guess it's at that point where maybe the Pokemon Company was thinking about this, like maybe it'll take a while to get used to, but eventually we're gonna have more content than um, to I guess maybe overlap. And I sometimes wonder if the 20th movie was made just to erase the first episode of the original Indigo season, or to recreate it in a way, because you see all these remakes happening, and I sometimes wonder if it's a way to um, I guess gear us towards an updated way of thinking. I don't exactly agree with it. Yeah, that's true. You know, at the time I was playing it, I was into a lot more faster music, like punk rock, like I'm a huge fan of fast punk like No Effects. I don't really like the lyrics haven't really grown on me that much. It's just the sound I'm really addicted. Oh, an alarm. Dismiss that. It's about 10 p.m. But yeah, but revisiting Gen 4, the jazzy themes have made more of an impact on me, and it's just relaxing, soothing music. I never got into relaxing, soothing music until like I needed it for for therapeutic reasons. I think everybody does that at one point or another. Um, are you talking about Ho-Oh? Ho-Oh wasn't shiny, was it? I think maybe it had sparklies, but I don't think it was technically a shiny, even though it literally had shines coming off of it. But like shiny Ho-Oh has like this weird coloration. I'm not sure. I have to rewatch that. That's making it curious for me. You're blowing my mind, man. If that if that was a shiny, but I will say actually, did you know that Ash does have a shiny Pokemon? What is it? Really? Like, are you talking about like the first episode in the Indigo League, or the movie, the I Choose You Pikachu? Like, was it in the movie I Choose You Pikachu, or the first episode I Choose You Pikachu? Because I think that was the name of it. I remember going to the movies by myself because I am a grown man. I am a grown up, and just seeing um that Pokemon movie by myself because it was just I think Gen 7 came out, and I it gave me hope for life again. And I had to go and see the movie because the anime X and Y ended off on a really cool note. The battles were dynamic, like at the end of all of that. That was so cool. He almost made it, with his Greninja. He really gave it to them. But he failed. As always. But what you gonna do? You can't be perfect all the time. Let's see, what do you say? Yes. Yes, it was Noctowl. It was Noctowl. Yep. No, yeah, I'm not discrediting your 13 years, but hey, man, I've been playing it since '96, I think. I don't mean to discredit. Pikachu is a Talking Pikachu is a no-go for you? Oh, you mean at the end? Where like he talks to Ash? Yeah, I know he did. I know he won. I know he won Gen 7. I didn't like finding out about it on news, with Google notifying me of that. It's like, because I'm one of those guys that I'm just don't really care as much about Japanese subs as everybody else does. I mean, like, on one hand, I'm just like, oh yeah, subs, or like, I've been to a lot of anime clubs where like, oh yeah, if you like dubs, you're stupid. You can't even read subtitles. It's like, no, this isn't a reading comprehension challenge for me that I want to do. I think, the voice actors, you can make an argument that the voice actors in English dub aren't really taking their roles seriously because, most of American cartoons are just goofy fart jokes on Nickelodeon. So I understand it. I understand it from that standpoint, but they're getting more and more serious, which I think is something to be respected, at least now in history. I guess maybe it was different back then. But yeah, to just assume that it's just a kid's thing is you're gravely mistaking when it comes to animation. See, yeah, no, not like in the news. It was like a Google notification of like, because Big Brother's listening in on you and they know I love Pokemon, and they just are like, oh yeah, figured you would want to know. Ash wins the Pokemon League. Great. Pokemon Ultra Legends wasn't out yet at the time. It's like, are you kidding me? I don't want to know this. I don't want to be spoiled of it. But I still watched it. I wanted to see how it happened. And if we're on the conversation of what our favorite gen is, it has to be Gen 7. Not because it's the more recent one, and that's what's still popular. It's because I like the direction they went with the dynamic battling. The cast was very wholesome and together, and you could have more of a variety show. It wasn't just Ash traveling, which um, I think was a great spin on that. The animation choice is a lot more quirky, but it's cute. It's adorable, and I think it really reflected the high energy of Pokemon, what it wants to be for the most part, and it really reignited that. You see a lot more stagnant shots with Ash Ketchum, um, like Gens 3 through, actually, as early as Gen 2 to maybe the end of like Gen 5, and maybe a little bit into Gen 6. Gen 6 near the end, like in XYZ, really good. That's where when they started experimenting with really dynamic forms of animation to really, make it higher quality and stuff like that. My favorite ghost Pokemon. Oh, that's tough. Because I know Halloween was just around the corner. Oh, man. As far as battling, probably Chandelure. Chandelure is probably the best one. Because very high special attack. I used it in, I believe, Black and White too. I had a Chandelure, and I really liked using that. And I think that was the only Gen 5 Pokemon I really cared about. I really liked because I'm in that one camp that was just like, oh, Gen 5, oh, they look too cartoony. But I got over it fast when I realized, part of it is probably because kids were stuffing animals, their pets, into Pokeballs, and it's like, okay, we got to make it more cartoony so there's um, less of a disassociation when it comes to more anatomically correct creatures in reality. You know what I mean? Gengar, that's a good one. Maybe as far as design, I have to think about it as far as design, but Gengar has a really good personality. Yeah, Chandelure is pretty cool. I gotta think about that, man. You stumped me. I always get stumped by this. Does it have to be? I actually like Golurk and Golett. Like that evolutionary line. Like Golurk is basically just the jetpack Pokemon, and its legs turn into rockets. That's the coolest thing. And also, I like the swirl design on its whatchamahoozits. It'd be cool if there's a ghost type Eevee, like a ghost type evolution. I would be into that, but I'm not sure if they're gonna make new ones because like Gen 8 was the perfect time to make the Dragon type Eevee or Steel type or both. And that would have been cool. That would have been cool to see a Steel type Eevee. I wonder what it would be called. Probably like Goldeon or like Nighteon or something like based on a metal. Actually, is this a? I think this is a blade of grass. I found a blade of grass in my garden. That's from outside. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Chandelure is pretty cool. But yeah, Golurk, Golett. I think it's because it's just a chunky, round boy. That's a ground type too. That's kind of cool. It's got that obviously a golem type of thing. How do you think you would evolve an EV? Oh yeah, I've seen that meme. I've seen that meme. A brick. So long. Have you played Sword? Speaking of which, did you go to the lengths of trying to evolve a Yamask, a Galarian Yamask? I'm curious to know if you actually, because like I don't know anybody who figured it out on their own without a tutorial. Because I actually had trouble watching a video tutorial on how to evolve Yamask and Runegregious. Speaking of ghost types. Is it Yanmask? No, I'm thinking Yanma. Yamask, I think it is the. Maybe did I get it wrong? See, Gen 5 for me, I keep drawing blanks. I actually have a good friend of mine that really loves Amoonguss and Foongus. Favorite fire type is Rapidash, so you're in luck when it came to Gen 4, because it was either Infernape or Rapidash as your fire type in your team. Nobody else. Just Infernape and Rapidash, because the Sinnoh region is located in a winter tundra, basically. And I think this Sinnoh region is based off of a region that is very winter tundra-y. Not like the Crown Tundra, I don't want to get those two mixed up. But if I do make mention of Crown Tundra, I want to live stream that on Twitch. Maybe when I get like a capture card or something like that, we could like watch the story together or something like that. I usually like doing gaming as a personal thing, but I've been doing it more publicly because I've been posting Pokemon Go videos. If I'm doing Pokemon Go, I want to do maybe like other forms of gaming. Food for thought. Yeah, Fire Unicorn. Have you seen the Galarian variant of Rapidash? I'm not sure if you have. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there is one. That's all I'm giving away. I'm trying to like get to these guys right here, but like the post that I have acting as like I guess maybe as a barrier between the bed and the reservoir. They're like poking out that way, so I can't really sneak behind back there. Actually, let's see. I would say though, Gen 5, Black and White 2 had the best music. I think that's the style of music I was very much into because it's so in your face. It's just punch you in the face with music. And for some people, like my friend Graham, I thought he was actually gonna watch this, but it's okay. They're probably playing like Wii Sports or something like that, which I don't blame them. That's a fun game. Even now, like this late, and it's been 10 years since the Wii's been out, and Wii Sports has been like the number one game for a while. But what was I saying? Jeez, I'm trying to plant this. But he didn't really like Gen 5 when I showed him like the Team Plasma, uh, like the Team Plasma from Black and White 2 theme. It's just like there's some weird polyrhythmic stuff that happens, and it's just, oh, you have a Galarian Rapidash or Black and White 2 for the music. But yeah, it's for some people it's just like it's just too much. It's just too much. One thing I liked that I didn't get enough of, and I thought that this was going to be a standard in everything, in every gym until X and Y came out and it was less inspired. And I actually talked to somebody about it, where they were less inspired to get was it X and Y, because it's like, oh, it's the same old, whatever. And I kind of agree with them in the sense that they didn't have the same standard for gym leader themes. Like you look at Black and White 2, all the gym leader themes are different in comparison to the gym leader themes in Black and White. It's a da 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 ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da, and it had this like funky groove to it, and that was like the normal type gym in Black and White 2. I forget the name of the guy, but it was your rival before, and he like grew up and took over the gym. That's where the chronology goes. But the what was I saying? Like I was expecting that in X and Y, basically. Like to have every gym leader theme be themed based around the gimmick that the gym leader was about. And when I didn't get that, I'm like, it's not as cool. Gym leader themes weren't like, for the gym leaders facing them, wasn't as cool for me. I think it got too techno-y, I guess. It wasn't really like as traditional, you know. Wasn't as dynamic. It was more like synth wave kind of gym leader theme. It's just not the thing I expected, you know. Which memories for like the music or the for what exactly? Yeah, I know they are good memories. That's why I play these freaking games. I still play them. It's because they bring good memories. A lot of good memorable moments in the Pokemon franchise is definitely just the music. And here's a good memory. You remember that moment in Ruby or Sapphire, whichever your preference is, where it's right before Groudon. Everything is silent. No music, no nothing. Just the still quietude of, you gotta save. You gotta save. Then bam, the battle. The battle begins. It's like, oh man, it's coming. Those are the times where like where Pokemon really knows how to like be dynamic in their music, because it's like sometimes silence is better, or is so impactful, is the music. The silence is the music, because that's the point. That's the climactic point. It's like, oh geez, things have just gotten real. And I think that's the main reason why I want to get into composition for video games, music specifically. It was a good memory, right? I remember I didn't save. You can imagine how that went. I was actually like, oh geez, I forgot to save. And I think I didn't save for a while at that point because I was just really excited. I didn't actually think I would face Groudon. You know, like I just thought like, oh yeah, Cape of Origins, cool. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like a young lad. I didn't know any better. I actually have this. I have a good friend. He's like he's he's like a young kid, and he's like the coolest guy. He's the coolest kid, and he just asks me for advice like some like older cousin or bigger brother, because he sees me as like the purveyor of truth of Pokemon. Like he calls me a walking Pokédex. It's cool. It's kind of cool, and I just tell him everything I know, and he's actually sometimes he gets a little he overthinks some things. It's like I want to make sure I get the strategy right before I get into the battle. It's like no, just jump in. It's whatever. Just make sure you save. But I remember telling him for like a long time, like you should really save. Yeah, you should really save your game because you could lose all that information. And it happened to him, and it's like it's fine. It's fine. Gotta learn somehow. Gotta learn somehow. We've all been there. But that's not what happened. I went in without saving, and I remembered a good friend of mine said, timer balls really work well when it comes to legendary Pokemon. And that was around the time, the youthful age where, you didn't really think about, and also I think it was also just the time itself, where like you didn't have online tutorials to click the exact buttons at the exact right time, kind of like Kingdom Hearts 3, the limit cut bosses. That's annoying. I didn't get through that at all because it's just like it's to the point where this is basically DDR, except with floaty combat system. But I digress. I didn't save, and the mentality I had. I know. I was a kid, like I didn't think about it. Like I think I was excited. I was excited, and I just got caught in the moment. And so like I bought a bunch of timer balls. I'm like, okay, timer balls. That's the thing, because my friend was helping me, understand the game a little bit more. And timer balls work really well on legendaries. That was the only thing I knew. That was the only thing I thought about. So I went in with my Blaziken, which was the only thing that was high leveled. Everything else sucked. I had a Linoon as like it was a Blaziken, a Linoon, and the rest of the Pokemon I don't really remember. Blaziken and Linoon. Okay. Linoon isn't that well leveled. He maybe got 2-shotted, maybe 3-shotted at the very most. But Blaziken was the one who was carrying the team. So I'm just like, okay, just use Ember. Just use, like see what you could do. Just do some chip damage. I think I used Blaze Kick or something like that. Something that wouldn't do a lot of damage. But fire types are weak against ground types, apparently. So it's like, okay, Blaziken went down. Holy crap. Blaziken went down. I just kept cycling through. I think I used some revives on Blaziken. Swapping in some of my weaker Pokemon to then bring out Blaziken again to then fight him. Then it got to a point where like I ran out of items. I ran out of items. All of my Pokemon died. Like all of them just fainted. Except one Shroomish. One Shroomish. That was like level 18 or something like that. And I threw my last timer ball at it. And I got it. I actually remembered where I was. I was in the living room in like the corner that way. I remember what part of the room I was. It's like, I got it. I got it. Holy crap. That's one of those clutch shots that nobody really appreciates because it's like I wasn't prepared for any of that. I didn't want to shut this off. I didn't want to lose Groudon. But I got it. Uh, I got Groudon with one Pokemon left. Didn't save. Timer ball. Doesn't matter. Groudon is mine. Didn't have to replay anything. That's one of those victories that you shouldn't really be proud of because you should always save beforehand. But I don't know. I just didn't, and I made it. I still made it. It was a good story. That's one of the memories that I think will stick with me forever when it comes to Pokemon. Was that moment because I've never had that rare of a victory. I mean, like the other thing that I think might come close to it, but not really by that much, was I just caught an Articuno with a Pokeball. Like I just kept throwing Ultra Balls, Timer Balls, all the Pokeballs at it in Fire Red or Leaf Green. That is Leaf Green, and I just threw a Pokeball at it, and it wanted to be caught in a Pokeball. And sometimes the AI actually works that way, where they want to be caught in a Pokeball. And this has always worked for Articuno for some strange reason. Like this isn't the first time it's happened to me either. And some Pokemon just want to be like depending on the AI, or maybe it's just the roll of the dice with the catch rate. I don't know. I don't know specifically. Yeah, I know. Thing is like that Pokemon that game, a friend of mine broke it. He like snapped it. We were in a pool and I was like roughhousing and I didn't know like I overwhelmed him accidentally. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like, you know, I think I dunked him underwater or something like that. And I was just like, I didn't know. I didn't know it was like too much for him. And he just held a grudge with me. He stole my Pokemon Diamond game. He stole my action replay. He snapped that file of Pokemon Ruby version in half to spite me. And I just have like my Blaziken from that game was in there. The Shroomish that became a hero. He won't be forgotten in history, so we're solidifying that now. That Shroomish won't be forgotten. And all the Shroomish I have, I'll probably evolve it to a Breloom and just, IV train it and do everything I can, have a competitive Breloom in honor of that story. Because I think it's a good one. It's just, I just wish I had that game. I have Sapphire, but I didn't really, that was like a side game, or that was like a secondary game. I started with the girl trainer, May, and it was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna use this to get Swampert and Sceptile and Blaziken for free. It didn't have a nickname. Shroomish didn't have a nickname. It was just a Shroomish. I actually didn't really nickname any of my Pokemon. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should nickname my Pokemon, but I think when it comes to a newer generation, I often don't because I really want to learn their name. I think that's how I learn their name, is from not nicknaming them. Then that's when I get into the ranks of competitive. That if I get into competitive, then maybe I'll nickname it. But even with Lopunny, even with my Mega Lopunny in the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and Sun and Moon, I didn't nickname him. Why? Because I don't know. I had no idea. Like I don't know what to name Lopunny because it doesn't. And this is a prominent thing that I've talked about on my channel about bunny Pokemon specifically. None of them are anatomically correct other than Bunnelby. But then Bunnelby evolves into like basically a fat, sloppy looking 5 o'clock shadow, dumpy dude with forearm ears, and I don't like it. I just don't like the design of Diggersby, and for some reason, it's always got to be like a quad, or sorry, it's got to be a bipedal Pokemon. For some reason, rabbits have to be bipedal. Like you can't just be a quadpedal or Pokemon. It's got to be like this weird, like cat person. I don't know. A little. I guess the technical term is anthropomorphize. Yes, Sir Shrooms. I'll name him Sir Shrooms. Sir Shrooms. Well, actually, would that fit its nickname if I were to evolve it into a Breloom? Also, I don't know if I want. I gotta see like how Breloom functions in battle, because like I haven't actually looked into it, and I remembered I made that mental note. Like I did, like you, we got the same thinking. Hey, what's up, Mark? That's what I need on my porch. What are you talking about? Whoa, this thing? Oh, this grow thing? Yeah, yeah. This is what I've been making. Um, yeah, it would fit. It's technically a mushroom. Um, how was I saying? Uh, oh yeah, like you, we're in the same mental state, Alex, because like there's like some sort of, I guess, religious part of it, or not religious, or just the spirit of the Pokemon that you had, or of the memory that you had of it. You want to pay some homage, and I did make that mental note when I caught that Groudon, with one Shroomish left. For some reason, I get very sentimental and cheesy about it. You know. Yeah, when the zombies come and eat my crops. Great furs? What did you type? Griefers? I don't know what you're saying. You're saying weird things, Mark. What was I saying? But yeah, I could show you how to make this, man. All you gotta do is follow my weekly live stream. I do this at every Wednesdays around the nighttime, Eastern Standard Time, obviously. Nighttime is my, around dinner time, after dinner time and like before midnight, because like everybody's got to go to sleep because there are some viewers that have work in the morning, all that good stuff. Some people make it, some people don't. Like this one's a bit shaky because it's Thanksgiving, and I think other people with their families, they'd rather catch up with their families rather than look at me watching me talk about Pokemon while doing some routine maintenance on my hydroponic system. Oh, you don't work? Okay, okay. Sorry, that was a long pause, but did you draw your profile picture? Let your work work for you. What do you mean by that? You mean like being a manager or something? Excuse me. See, this is the pile of dead stuff. I think I've just dedicated dedicated this pile towards the dead stuff. I kind of want to get the. So what I'm doing right here, Mark, is I'm pulling up. See how there are clusters right here? It was actually a lot thicker. What you want to do is you want to spread it out across the grow bed so that the plants, when they grow, they don't choke each other out. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to make a short story about that with a animation with overlays of music. That would be cool homage to that. because I do miss having my original copy of Pokemon Ruby. I might do emulator or something like that, and then take the files and port that into, because there are a lot of people that want to port their third gen games that bought it via emulator into their seventh and eighth gen, Pokemon Home and Pokemon Bank. Search rooms. What's the coloration of shiny Shroomish? Oh, you can't animate? Oh, that's okay. I saw those animation pads that you could buy at the store. I think they sell them for like $100 at Best Buy. Those things take a lot of work. Or I mean a lot of getting used to. I mean, a lot of practice, which I don't know if I'm willing to do for myself personally, being more geared towards music, but I might have to. I would like to collaborate with animators one day. Animators are video game creators. Specifically writing music, because I have a good friend of mine. I was at his friend's, or I was at my friend's house, and he's a good music friend, and we're collaborating a little bit on some Zelda music. Mark, you definitely know who I'm talking about. That's for sure. He was actually, I thought he was going to be on. I was expecting him to join the live stream, but he's probably drunk right now because he's with a bunch of his friends. They're all having a good time. Probably, and I think it's one of those like, oh, it's Thanksgiving. People are going to be with their families, which is important. Be with your families. Have you ever heard of what is it? Somebody left. Is it you, Mark? Are you the one that's still on? Or is Alex still on? I forget. But anyways, what's the name of that app that they use? I used it to make my intro. Actually, you could see the logo of the app you could get for a smartphone for animation. If you want to go to the liberty of doing that, it's a free app. It's for Android or probably iOS. I'm not sure. I know it's a free app for Android, and it's not bad. You don't get as much of a frame rate, but it's worth it, man. For free software, I mean, you definitely have to watch ads and stuff. That's annoying. That's always annoying. But it's pretty cool. Flip a clip or something like that. Yeah, I wonder if Alex left. Either way, it's no hard feelings. Let's see, can I put a banner? I guess it's too late to do that. I should have set it up to have a good banner, like with my logo on it. Thing is I wanted to have a watermark, but anytime I go to download it, I don't have like the negative space. It's just like a white square, basically. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Gen 3 inspired, hopefully. Groove pad. What is a groove pad? Is that like one of those things with the buttons, the square buttons? I never got into those things. I'm too busy playing tubas, doing all this tuba stuff, I should do more brass covers of things, like actual brass, not just emulated brass. So this is taking forever, man, because I am just talking. Oof. I might put this one right here. I'm also indecisive on where I should put some of these. I might get more soil. That might be next week. Oh, it's a mobile app. Okay. I think I had it once, that mobile app Groove Pad. And I never used it because it's too there's not enough options, I guess, for me. Like I use like actual notations. Like I use notation software, and I feel like there's more to create from the ground up with that. That's just my personal preference. But whatever works for you, man. Maybe we could collaborate on a song together. But animation is the thing that I would, if you know anybody, that would be cool. If I do get a Discord, maybe we could recruit some animators that'll be on my team. I mean, it's one of those things though where like it's one of those things where like it would have to come from crowdfunding, I think, or free labor, which I don't like. I don't like telling people to do. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I can't afford to pay you, but can you do this like magnificent thing for me? This work of art, this beautiful thing that you went to school for like 20 years for. It's a kick in the teeth for a lot of art majors, but it's the harsh reality. It is the harsh reality. I heard something recently about a documentary about unions and like steel workers and stuff like that. And for the film, the cinematography, the music, and like all the media stuff in order to make the documentary, they didn't want union musicians or workers or anything like that to produce the film. Isn't that ironic? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to be like, they have the nerve to be that hypocritical. It's crazy. You could throw some actual brass in the request I suggest. Yeah, I maybe. I'll think about it. The thing is it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of. And the thing is like I'm just starting something up with my friend. We did a Zelda cover. I'll actually send it to you. If we get each other's Discord, I'll send you the video I'm talking about. But I'm doing more like just acoustic instrument covers of things. Like visual covers that like real YouTube musicians do, I suppose, with better lighting, that's for sure. But this lighting's not that bad, I'll say. But him and I did like a short cover of something from Twilight Princess, and we want to do more of that. But I think we're staying in the realm of Zelda for now, so that might be something that we might focus on for like a later time, just when we get more comfortable and formulaic with our workflow and process. Blacksmithing, man, we are kindred spirits, man. I actually really wanted to be a blacksmith because I was always fascinated with swords as a kid, and then I just gravitated towards the tuba and trombone because it was just fun. Like I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because it was shiny, but for some reason, metal just I don't know, just drew me in. Then guitar, you know, and I all the time I look into I think it's the YouTuber called Big Stack D, which is a he just melts copper or aluminum or any metal and he just puts it in like this graphite bullion ingot basically, and he just it's therapeutic. It's almost like ASMR because there's no music, there's no talking. It's just him just pouring molten metal in a what is it in an ingot or a crucible, or sorry, melting it in a crucible, and then just pouring it like it's like shiny liquid. And he's got like almost like a half a ton of just melted metal that he took from a bunch of different places. Now, for some reason I'm just gravitated towards metal for whatever reason. I I don't know. That was a long-winded explanation, but I always look up how it's made. Like if you look up how it's made and look up tubas, it's such a cool process. Like how to get the piping right and the tubing right, and it's actually my favorite model of tuba. If you look up on YouTube how it's made tubas, yeah, that is the favorite model of tuba that I could ever get. See, see, this guy right here. This guy right here, Alex. We're like kindred spirits. I swear to God. I was always into that stuff, but I was too much of a, I don't know, like I got scared of like, maybe it's because like I wanted to learn how to blacksmith and then I like actually met one, and it's like, oh geez, I don't know if I want to work with fire. That's kind of scary. As a younger kid, I kind of got scared out of it because I was a bit more young and innocent back then. But looking back, I kind of wish that I took it up a little bit. The thing is one hobby at a time. I think this is there's food in it, so fat ass like me just gotta eat. So so growing food I think is easy, and also I don't burn myself. But inevitably I'm going to get a crucible and I'm going to be a blacksmith and we could be dwarves together, I guess. That'd be cool. I'd like to see your blacksmithing career come into fruition for sure, man. I hope you reach your dreams with that, because that's always been the coolest thing, and you make like all these kick-ass designer swords and stuff like that. Like what's the company, or what's the channel? It's like Man at Arms Reforged is the name of the channel, and they do a lot of fantasy swords and from different franchises and stuff like that. And I think speaking of, I think they do I don't know if they did Gimli's battle axe from Lord of the Rings. I know they did a lot of Hobbit and Lord of the Rings style of weaponry. Very cool, very cool, beautiful work that they do. Although I will say the one thing that I didn't like them doing was when they made, I believe, the Captain America shield, they kind of dropped the ball with the overall aesthetics of it. Like there's some guy that hooked up a super electromagnet so he could reattach the Captain America shield. Like somebody could just throw the shield at him and it could just reattach to his arm. Very cool design with that. It completely uh, overshadows the Man at Arms design, because they literally just got like a piece of sheet metal and just like pounded it to be like, yeah, that looks like a shield, and then they just like put a star on it, and that was it. Metal Pokeball. That is heavy metal, man. Honestly, if you could make me a tuba, that'd be fucking great. Like I've always, you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? Speaking of which, I'm not sure if you're a huge fan of Avatar, but there's this one iconic part, because you think there's like Aang. They go to the northern uh, water tribe, and Katara actually has like this character development where she has to basically because she's a girl, she's not allowed into I guess to learn with the master of the Northern Water Tribe. So she just, with her skill and practice, oh shit, I just poked a worm. Oh god. I hope I didn't kill it or freak it out. But she just like, she had some character development with that. Toph had character development when it came to I guess maybe understanding Aang a little bit more and being less grounded and more you do see it at the climax where Toph has to take the jump in the Fire Nation airships, and I think that kind of reflects symbolically into the overly grounded character that Toph is. But one thing I never expected, Sokka. He had that master that basically a master that just took him in, even though he was Fire Nation. Uh, he just took Sokka and he was just like, all right, we're gonna teach you how to wield a sword and about tactician. Uh, being a tactician, as well as you get to make your own sword. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Oh, okay, you can't make yourself an obsidian sword. It actually wasn't. It wasn't obsidian actually. It's colored like obsidian, but it's actually meteorite. It was a meteorite rock, remember? Because so, I mean, if it's like any meteorite, it's probably like iron and nickel, which I don't think is a good alloy to work with. But like I remember, but the conclusion, I guess, of that whole rant was just as a tuba player, I'm like, yeah, this is my axe, this is my sword, So I always wanted to like have that like master and student thing where I like make my own tuba at the end, but like that would require heavy machinery and specialized technique. So I mean, I'm down for the specialized technique, but it was cool. It's a cool thought. But I'm just thinking, I'm gonna go down to New Jersey. There's a spot in New Jersey that has some really like state of the art. Like the guys there just know what musicians they listen for what musicians need. They aren't like your generic guitar hero, like, oh, blah blah blah, we got this on sale, blah blah blah. They're like, no, what works for you? Instead of focusing on what the industry standard is, what works for you, and we'll do the best we can to help you out. That's the best thing. If you ever own a music store, or even if you own if you build weapons for people, like if you build swords for people, you got to understand not the the type of not the type of sword that would work for somebody, but specifically what type of person you're working with as well. Like, it's kind of a give and take kind of thing. You got to really know what they're looking for and what their natural tendencies are. And funny thing, I did rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender before it became available on Netflix. Like for some reason, I was ahead of the curve. I watched it like on like some third party website for free. Like it's probably like watchcartoononline.com. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that on YouTube because they're all ban happy and all that good stuff. But watchcartoononline.com and make sure you find the right website so you don't get viruses, because it really depends. You gotta like Google it and then make sure you're on your iPhone or on your smartphone, so like you don't get a virus as easily. Because like if you do it on a desktop, you're definitely gonna get a virus. But I remember watching Avatar: The Last Airbender and all of Legend of Korra last winter before it came out on Netflix, and I just binge watched it every day, and that was like then it came to Netflix, and it's like all this hype about Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like, wait a minute. It came back to Netflix, like because I remember I watched it initially on Netflix, the whole series, from beginning to end basically, because it was hard to catch on Nickelodeon. Because there were a lot of moving parts, there was a lot of character development, there was progression in the show. So like if you have like an ongoing serialized series, I guess serialized storyline, that's very linear, it's hard to like if you miss some Saturdays, you miss that chunk of the story. So I had to watch it from beginning to end. I remember doing that on Netflix after I watched the the last Airbender movie produced by M. Night Shyamalan, because I'm like, this isn't what Avatar is like. This, like, some prideful bit of me is like, this isn't what it's like. And then I watched the original. It's definitely a lot better than the M. Night Shyamalan version, to say the very least. I don't know how he got away with that, making so many changes. Oh crap! We're thinning the herd. I just poked a worm, and I hope I didn't kill it. Yeah, it's a good series, man. Okay. What do you got? What do you think? Do you think this is thin enough? Like, do you think I thinned this out? Actually, these guys are just sprouting. I think I might go easy on this cluster. Maybe I could take this one and relocate it somewhere. That one actually looks the healthiest. Let me see if I can get this one. That one looks pretty okay. I'm gonna put him like between these guys. Either we're gonna get tons of tomatoes or we're gonna get nothing. Depending on how much light I can get in here. Because I'm starting to think maybe I don't have enough light. I think I'll grab this one between those guys and I'm just thinking out loud, by the way. Don't mind me. I watched it because I was curious to see how bad it was. Like I mean, I had no pride with that. Like at the time, it's like, oh, I heard it was really bad. Let me see it. Thing is like we get into, like, a lot of us get into that whole like, oh, I'm never gonna watch that, and I get it. I get it. Like you gotta stay true to your fan base, I suppose. But like, there are some movies that got awful ratings that I just loved, like Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny. That was such a stupid stoner movie, but I watched it like every day. No joke, for like a year, because it was just like, it was me. It was me in 8th grade, just uh, like I don't know. It just really resonated with me because probably Jack Black and I had the same body type. I mean, nothing's changed really. I gotta, I'm packing on the COVID weight. That's as they say. But I'm maintaining. I gotta do daily HIIT workouts. Maybe the next live stream broadcast, I do like workouts every day or something of that nature. What about a metal Pokeball? Oh, Alex is gonna make me a metal Pokeball when all is said and done. That'd be fucking sweet, man. Actually, one thing that, speaking of Shroomish, timer ball. I want to catch a Shroomish in a timer ball and name it Sir Shroom, and evolve it to being a competitive Breloom, and be true to that homage of that Pokemon. What was I saying? Metal Pokeball. Oh, also, what did you say? Oh yeah, the original Super Mario movie. Fun fact about that movie: did you know that the developers of Super Mario watched the movie, and the only complaint that they had was that it was too accurate. Think about that for a minute. The only complaint they had about that Super Mario movie, their live action one I'm talking about, was that it was too accurate. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Like, maybe they were going for like this interdimensional lizard thing, and a lot of people are. I mean, if I talk about something like that, I get banned on YouTube. Why? I don't know. I'll try not to. I'll try not to talk about lizards. I talk to Mark all the time about space lizards. I actually. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! I'm not a big reptile person. I'm more of a bunny person. Metal timer ball, nice. Yeah, I mean, this is a good friend of mine said that. I'm not sure if it how accurate the fact is, but just to think that everything, like everything, all the weirdness of the Super Mario Bros. Movie is like what it is like when it became a movie. They thought exactly this weird stuff about how Mario was like, I don't know, just like he had like a really younger brother. And the thing is like the fact that like Super Mario is like almost bald and like his younger brother looks like more than half his age. It's crazy how they're brothers and how his name is Mario and his brother's name is Luigi Mario. I mean, I'm speaking the premise of the whole movie, but like how is that too accurate? That just that part of it. It's like that's so cheesy. But did they have that in mind? Well, actually, the casting crew for I think it was Mario 64 with I think it's Charles Martinet or was the guy is the guy who voices Mario to this day even actually. Um, like the director was just like or the casting director was just like okay you're a Italian plumber from Brooklyn go and then he just like said all the generically Italian things in his head and like so like but Super Mario takes place in Brooklyn. I believe it takes place in Brooklyn. Don't quote me on that, but it take New York City, Italian, maybe second generation post mafiosa or like mafioso. I think it's mafiosa. Doesn't matter if it's the masculine or feminine O or A dispute. That movie made me accept Toad as a character. I don't remember Toad. I mean, like in the movie, in the context of the movie, I know Toad, but like Toad is just so goofy and stupid in the mainline games. It's just silly. I never liked Toad either. I think they're trying to make all the cast of Mario have their own mainline game where they have I don't know, just like I forget what it is that Toad adventure game where it's like you're exploring like a kind of like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but the game mechanics are weird. It's the same premise and idea. Hold on a sec. Ooh, okay. Did I pull that one out? Oh crap! I think I uprooted one, or I didn't uproot it. I just kind of let it die. Oh well. I'm trying to make these not choke each other out, but it's failing sometimes because I don't pull out the taproot. That's the main ingredient. I think I might let these grow a little bit more, especially those. These are just going to be worm food if the worms ever get to them. No pressure from the wormies though. Yeah, that makes me think of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. How like they're teasing all these awesome DLC characters, like yeah, Banjo Kazooie, this guy from Persona 5. I think it's Joker from Persona. Who else? Oh, they got Steve from Minecraft, but like they don't have Waluigi. They got Wario, they got Luigi, they got Daisy now. They got Bowser. They don't have Toad, but Toad is the neutral special move. So I guess there's a pass for that. It'd be cool to actually see Toad in Smash, but like they don't have Waluigi. They have Yoshi, not Waluigi. I know. Yeah, I don't know. Are they brothers? Is Wario brothers with Waluigi? Or are they just kind of like friends? You know? We'll never know. We'll never know. WarioWare was fun for the Wii, though. I played with a friend of mine. I think he's living in New Jersey now. So everything's in New Jersey, I suppose. But he was like an older friend, and I was like a young kid, and we played WarioWare and just laughed for, I don't know, it felt like a forever. It was fun. I didn't want it to end because it was really good bonding. Because just all the goofy stuff you have to do during WarioWare, and it was very active. I think that was the best part of the Wii is it got people active. And I actually just came home from my friend's house playing Wii Sports, and I played Wii Bowling and Wii Golf, and that was so fun. It's still fun. Like like Nintendo just knows how to make fun games. You don't see that in Xbox or PlayStation. You just see like whatever shooter or whatever dark, gross, disgusting, grotesque monsters. And it's just not happy or lighthearted at all. It's always one note, just dark, depressing stuff. And I think if Microsoft owns the rights to Banjo Kazooie, speaking of Banjo Kazooie, they could easily make a Banjo game that isn't a first person shooter or a Cars game, like a. But the thing is, the developers actually wanted something like a car based game. It wasn't actually Microsoft influencing the creative decisions of Banjo Kazooie. It was actually the developer's idea to make something different, which I respect. I respect. I watched the documentaries, and it's just like, where did Rareware go? They were like the Beatles of video games. Seriously. I mean, when you get hired to make Donkey Kong Country, multiple times, you're obviously like, that Nintendo takes you seriously. They're like a Donkey Kong is like a mainline offshoot of Super Mario, you know? I think I would assume that Wario and Waluigi are brothers or cousins. I would accept cousins, because there are a lot of cousins in Italian families. I would know. I would know. I have like hundreds of them, and most of them I probably haven't even met, which is fine. Just very involved. A lot of cousins, a lot of moving parts, a lot of individual, a lot of individuals. We make babies, I guess. At least the first few generations do. It kind of dwindles down when you become more and more Americanized because of this whole guilt thing that people are trying to do when it comes to having kids. But I digress from that. I don't want to get too much into the political side. Am I thirsty? What are you saying? Hydrate? What do you mean? What are you implying with that? I am kind of hungry though. Man, we've been live streaming for a couple hours. Yeah, let me rig up my special formula. Let's see. This one. This one. I'm going off screen a sec. Give me a sec. I'm like disappearing. Oh god. It's good smelling. It's a bit dusty down here. Dusty. Okay. Oh god. don't know if I could use that paper. Hey, so whatever you guys are saying, I'm not gonna be able to see real quick. Let me just actually let me see if I can. No, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm like talking to myself here. I also can't read what's up on the screen, so just bear with me real quick. I'm trying to roll up this paper. I am failing today when it comes to this. Well, at least with this, I'm rolling up the papers. I need to make a makeshift funnel for what I'm about to do for this bottle. Because I'm mixing up my secret formula. And this is actually in the James Fry program, Revolution Garden. He's not sponsoring me, if you guys are curious about that. I just really like his work. Very talented. He's been in the field of hydroponics for, I think, at least more than a decade. I think it's more than a decade. He's also a cool guy. Really nice. Very responsive. If you like, if you ever take up a student, it's like the course is like, for the full course of everything, like in all the bells and whistles, it's like $300 at most. And I just dropped the money, and I was just like, I really like hydroponics, just as a therapeutic thing and a way to grow free food for myself. See, the thing is, I need to get it more of a black consistency. Let's see. Shake this up. I'm like, there we go. Oh God, it's all fizzy. It's like soda. There's a lot of active stuff in here. I think I'll add a bit more. But this secret formula is definitely the money maker when it comes to growing very strong, prominent boys when it comes to growing stuff. I think I'll add a little bit more. Like a tablespoon of this extract. I think it's like kelp or something. I'm not sure. Oh God, it's dusty. Oh God, don't breathe it. Oh God. Oof. It's like the Dust Bowl in here. Actually, it was really dusty in here before I swept. Oh shit. I'm wasting product. That should be good. I gotta find a better system, or maybe like invest in a funnel for myself. Just breathed it in. Okay. Let me read the. Italians be thirsty for adult action. Hey, that's why you moved to South America. Actually, half of my mother's side of the family moved to South America, Brazil specifically. I love pasta. See, I don't know Final Fantasy as much, and I know Mark would hate me for that. I'm not as with it as he might be. Man, I gotta think. I'm like mixing up this concoction. Favorite Final Fantasy monster? That's a tough one, man, because I don't really know enough about Final Fantasy. I gotta look that up. I'll answer you later about that, about my favorite Final Fantasy monster. But I think I'm gonna end the stream because I'm getting wicked hungry, man. But we've talked about some good stuff tonight. Let's see. maybe I'll stay on for like a little while longer at least. But I think, maybe like a 5 minute warning or something like that, and concluding and all that good stuff. But I gotta answer this. Favorite Final Fantasy monster? What's the one that's like? I don't know actually. I know like I like Moogles because they're cute. Tonberry. Oh yeah. There was this I think it was on Newgrounds, newgrounds.com, where it was like it's like some goofy like flash made thing. It was like Cactar and Tonberry. I really liked Cactar because it some guy just voiced it with like a golem like or something like this, like um that kind of golem Schmeagle type of voice. I always thought it was funny, like the hijinks I got into as a kid, and that was like the form of entertainment um back then. Back when it was like mostly flashplayer.com. Hey Edwin, how you doing? How you doing? I think Cactar. I'll say Cactar as my favorite Final Fantasy character. No, not the game developing system. Newgrounds.com. The what is it? That just it's like a haven before YouTube. It was like Newgrounds.com, FlashPlayer.com, and eBaum's World before YouTube came into fruition. There were just a bunch of websites with funny videos and memes, and just like independents could go there, post their work. Save the world before bedtime. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. You get some sleep, Alex. That's for sure. I definitely need to. I need to get something to eat. Oh, what were we saying? What music? Am I playing music? Yeah, I got a lot of songs. There are some songs that I'm collaborating with my friend. I was actually just at his house and we were doing some Zelda stuff, and I think I'm gonna do more like acoustic based, with camera in my face type of stuff. I play guitar. I also play brass. My friend's a violin player and a piano player, so we're gonna collaborate. He's a really good piano player, even though he doesn't think that as much. But yeah, enjoy the parade tomorrow. I might accidentally sleep in though. Oh, for some reason it says I don't have any viewers. That's weird. Like I see Mark and Edwin. Also, I'm thankful for you, man. I don't know if I got that across to you, Edwin, that you really helped me out getting like how many subscribers? Like 12, 17, something like that. Couple of them left, which I don't blame them for, but I got a lot of subscribers thanks to you, Edwin. So, kudos to you, man. Like I'm almost up to 300. I think I just have um I lost two. It was up to 293, and I just lost one each day, and now we're down to 291, obviously. Yeah. Oh, five left. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. Like I'm not gonna. I'm thankful for the gesture, I suppose. Uh, you know, it definitely helps a lot. That's for sure. And I want to make it more of a grassroots. I make that joke every time. A grassroots kind of creator thing where I'm not going to post it. I'm just going to rely on my fans. I was talking to Alex earlier about maybe making a Discord server that's centered around just the YouTube channel and whatever content I create. Um, I might consider that. I'm not sure if I want to open the can of worms or Pandora's box of uh, Discord because I hear there's a lot of drama there too. That's a little something I'm a bit apprehensive of. Uh, I'm a bit worried about it if I were to go that route, but I might try it if it gives me good suggestions and maybe forms of crowdfunding too. I've been doing this YouTube thing for like since 2016. Around this time, actually, November 1st, 2016 was when I started uploading every single day. And I don't really have that many subscribers, which it's fine. I understand. YouTube wasn't what it was, and I started too late in the game. But I still have hope that maybe someday, I'll be able to do, music and things that, make me happy. All that good stuff, all that cheesy nonsense. Because, when you're an artist, I don't want to say fling around artist like I'm some like fuddy duddy know it all. I mean artist is in just like if your psyche and your way of being circles around creating and thinking more divergently, I suppose. Uh, you know, society isn't exactly built for that. That it rewards more people that like build and engineer, and I suppose that has a level of creativity, but not enough for like artists that have mostly that muse, I suppose, of artistry. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those videos just gotta blow up, and maybe that's why I'm changing it up with the live stream because I've been doing all this hobby stuff for years, just as therapy and just to retain a level of mental stability. But like, and vlogging about that, I guess maybe helps, and maybe talking to you, lovely people, helps to, I guess, communicate my ideas a little bit more. We could bounce back ideas and stuff, and see what people like, I suppose. And it's not just about that. I just like talking to you guys, you know, just to make people not feel like they're alone in the world, because definitely this whole isolationist, uh, uh, was it social distancing type of paradigm we're in. It's gotten a lot of people very lonely, and I think now's the time to really get out, get on the internet, and talk to people. To make sure that they're all right. That's part of the reason. The other part is just like, it's a garden. Look at my stuff. Look at my creation. But it's one of those things where like I don't want to be like this full of myself kind of guy. But every musician or artist always wants to have that impact that they got when they appreciated, uh, like when they received a level of appreciation for an artist they admired. This form of media that they're just like, wow, that's amazing. How did he do that? A patata. Yes, a patata. Did I say that? Like, I forgot how I edited that, but I think I had, like, I just, a patata, a patata, a patata. Like, I think I just had to keep listening to it or something like that, or I was making fun of it. I have fun with that, with some of that, in the beginning, that's for sure. Now I'm like 80 videos in. Like I recorded myself in like 80 different videos of me learning Portuguese and me playing Pokemon Go every single day, and I have yet to edit them. Like I only have 22 videos up for the Portuguese, and like I'm I'm just like I don't even think I think I just got into like October, the month of October, and I have 30 days or just enough videos to edit through. That's gonna keep me pretty busy for a while. But I think if I do something more like Twitch streaming and I do like something like this, where I do like a video game streaming on my phone of me learning Portuguese, that would be a lot easier on me, a lot less editing time. But I don't want to think too like lazily. I want to make sure that it's like digestible. A batata. A potato. I love potatoes, man. I love them. I don't know if you speak Portuguese at all, but a batata. Was it? El gosto a batata. El gosto batata. I like potato. All right, I'm tired. I'm tired, man. What, is it late for you at all, Edwin? Are you in Eastern Standard Time like I am? Or are you like a Westerner? One of them Western folks. Oh boy. I gotta have some sustenance. Getting some protein drink. This isn't a sponsor. I just like protein. Ooh, that's sour. Okay, we're in the same time zone. East side, east side. Yeah, man. Don't leave your protein shake overnight. Like, just not refrigerated. This tastes sour. I hope I don't puke in an hour. I hope I don't puke on camera. That would be embarrassing. The extra nutrients. Permaculture. It'll be permaculture in the. But I'm so cheap. I want to. This is good protein though. Despite my disgusted face, this is really good. Yeah. I feel like Link, you know when he like Link from Wind Waker, whenever he has like a disgusting potion or like dubious food, Breath of the Wild, he just like bleh. That's me. Yeah, man, you have a good Thanksgiving too. I want to make sure I wish a good Thanksgiving for you too, man. And also, here's to you and your family at home. This is actually my juice for the garden. I did this in my last live stream, so I'm gonna, in honor of you guys, cheers. Here you go, little babies. Here you go, little plants. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. I think I'll just leave it there, giving them a healthy amount. Take care. Watch the parade. Be merry. Enjoy your life. All right, I'll see you guys later. Successful live stream. Gonna go strong next Wednesday if I'm not like dead. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.